The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holsthausen,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. We got Chuck Shaw sitting in for Kathy Hall.
Our
good friend Chuck Shaw.
Known Chuck forever.
Forever.
Let's get this out of the way.
Let's get it right out of the way.
I know she's not working. Where is she?
She actually is working.
No.
Yes, Kathy Holzhauser. They had a choice. They either send me out of the office or send Kathy out. They kept Kathy at the office.
Oh, so work would actually get done.
Yes.
Yes, that's the way to do it.
You didn't have to drive the point home, but we appreciate it anyway. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi to Kathy?
Hello, Kathy. You are missed.
I think she's still getting over the orchid.
The debacle of last year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think she needs a little week to.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to say it again. I don't want to cause controversy, but I have no idea why that word triggers such emotion in people.
So much that she had to take.
She had to take it out. She's got the vapors. She had to take to the couch. And God knows that other guy, the other guy that was on with us. You'd have thought I stabbed his mother in the eye.
And I got to follow that.
Yeah,
You got to follow that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's an over-under on whether I used the word today, too.
Yeah. I'm going with the over.
Yeah.
First thing he said to me when I got out in the parking lot with him, I was walking out, he goes, I can't use that on social media. I was going to send this to all my clients.
Yeah, I would.
Won't be able to do that one now. But hey, that's
he brought it up.
Yeah.
It's not like I just chimed in. It's not like I just yelled vagina for no reason at all.
And we're off.
We're off. All right, so the over and under is 1.5. You got one out of the way.
All right.
Now we're going to see.
No, let's get to real estate. That's why
right.
Chuck's here.
Did you ever buy a house on Quaaludes?
Mushrooms.
That's way different. Those would be two different transactions completely.
Ed Sullivan, you're going to have to tape before the show from now on because there's a lot of interesting stuff comes out of the pre-show, right?
I don't know if it's good for your professional image.
No, I know exactly. As the great Lenny Clark says, I told him after one of the shows he was on, he goes, I said, I'm not sure if we gain a lot of business or lose a lot of business when you're on. He goes, the ones you lose, screw them. He didn't necessarily say screw it, but so here we are. Kathy Holzhauser is going to be rolling her eyes.
Like if you bought a house on Quaaludes, you just go, all right. You know what I mean? You go, there's your house. You go, all right. But if you're on mushrooms, you'd be going, does the dragon come with the house?
You probably wouldn't have to sell a house. You could sell a virtual reality house, right?
No, there's a house there.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Put a lounge chair in a parking lot, and you go, there's your house. Oh, it's nice.
Oh, that is good. That is
beautiful.
Good.
I can see myself retiring here.
You bought a house.
I did very recently.
You're like we're going to have you as like a test sample of all of first-time home buyer, right?
Yes.
How did it go? Now you were leasing for the longest time, right?
Yes. My wife and I have been renting for the last 12 years after we sold her house when we got married.
Yeah.
So we've been renting for 12 years, and then we decided to.
What possessed you to go over the top and now go into the ownership world?
Because we basically get tired of paying someone else's mortgage.
Yep.
And that's what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
We did the stats over the last 12 years of what our monthly rent was, and we paid them almost $270,000.
Wow, that's a house. That's a down payment.
And Tony's thinking, I'm a landlord. I kind of like this idea.
Now, let me ask this in a semi-serious way. Is there any benefit to renting? I mean, do you gain anything?
A lot of the millennials, well, I shouldn't say it, but some of the millennials like the ability to be able to just get up and move.
Not be tied down.
Yeah. because they're
they're slackers with no jobs. They don't care. They just roam the planet, living off their parents.
Yeah, but then again,
I wonder how many classes of people we take out on the show.
Oh, everybody. If you listen
right out the millennials.
If you listen to me closely, I'm the only one I can stand, and I can barely stand me.
But there's something to be said too of just pride of ownership.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part is pride of ownership. We have something to leave our kids, our grandchildren.
Yep.
And that was the bottom line. We keep renting. We have nothing to leave.
Right.
Nothing to leave them.
Right.
I know.
And it's probably not that much more out of pocket, if any, after the initial
rents are
down
so high
payment.
now, right?
When it's all said and done, I think we're about $250 more a month.
Yeah.
Really?
Which
Yeah,
is nothing.
Just cut down on cigars. You'll be fine.
Well, that's not going to happen.
No, that's
not going to happen.
That's definitely not
Let's
gonna
not
happen.
talk stupid, Tony.
No, that's like crazy. I told her she got to color her hair at home.
No, they have wonderful things.
So that was your choices?
Yeah.
She colors her hair home or you give up cigars?
Yeah.
Wow. You run that show, huh?
No,
I don't think
absolutely
so.
not.
I know.
And if
Jane,
Jane was sitting here right now, she would say absolutely not.
You wouldn't be sitting here right now.
No,
Listen.
exactly.
I'm so conditioned to do it, my wife says, that if she's not around, I'll do what any wife says. If there's any wife in the room, they tell me to do something, I'll go, okay. I just don't want the hassle.
It's good you got married, right?
Yeah.
Gave up the... I won't even use that.
That's another show.
That's another show for another time. Speaking of shows, we got Pie Night coming up.
Oh.
And we're going to get back to the real estate. I don't want to think we're going to digress too much from the real estate.
No, we
Stay
have to get
focused,
real
stay
estate
focused.
in,
But Pie Night is coming up.
Yes.
And you two are actually the original founders.
Yes.
I would say. Am I going out on a limb on that one?
Oh, that's correct.
No, that's it, because Chuck used to bake me an apple pie every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then one night he goes, I'll meet you at Giggles. I'll bring the pie to Giggles. And he brought a couple of smoking hot apple pies, and they were great. And they didn't make the out of Giggles that night.
No, they didn't.
So then we instituted Pie Night, and if you want to get on the show, you bring a pie.
They got to bring a pie.
You got to bring a pie.
Yeah. And people go, they go, do you donate it to charity or
No?
So, no, we just eat the pie.
We eat them.
We do the show in one room, and there's a pie room,
And then cigars out back.
and cigars out back.
That? I had some guests that were confused. They thought they had to bring pies to go to the show.
Yeah, no. It's our gift back to the audiences.
But they can't eat it.
But they can't eat it. No, because technically
that's illegal.
It's illegal for me to invite people to have food that,
And you never do that.
and I never
Wink,
do.
wink.
No, I just tell people plainly, we will be in the back room eating pie. If you want to back there and want to talk to us, you do what you want.
Bring your own fork.
But I'm
Right. Fork and napkin.
But I'm telling you, there's 35 pies back there.
That was
some
the
good
second
pies.
year.
and
We're
they're
up to
not
about
gonna-
70.
now. Yeah.
How'd the shepherd's pie come in? We'll talk about that one later on. But shepherd's
Everyone's always trying to bring
We
their
all-
own.
Yeah.
Chuck
I got
did it.
disqualified the third year because I brought shepherd's pie.
You did. I thought so.
And everyone loved it. It was the first pie gone.
Right.
And I got disqualified because it was a meal. And I kept saying, how?
It's a pie.
It's in the name.
Yeah. Somebody one year made a cake that looked like a pie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about Boston cream pie?
No, don't
Not
get me
a
started
pie.
on that. Not a pie.
Well,
it's
no.
cake with pudding in the middle.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Well, you had the answer to that one pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh, no. I
don't
get
go down
this.
that road,
No,
Ed
no.
Sullivan.
No. I
shouldn't
Sounds
have
like he's
brought it
been
up.
here
No,
before.
please.
But Tony's yet to win.
They
So he's
discussed.
on a mission this year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have not won Pie Night.
That's not right.
No.
Have you won Pie Night?
Yes.
Yeah,
You've won
Chuck
Pie Night.
has.
I think so, yeah.
The Murphys have won it twice, I think.
Yes.
Well,
3 times.
3 times.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Well, yeah.
When is Pie Night?
It's the night before Thanksgiving.
Always.
Always the night before Thanksgiving.
All right.
Yeah.
And if you bring a pie, do you have to perform?
No.
No.
That's what my guests thought. They
No.
thought
Right.
they had to be on stage, and
No,
bring
no.
their pie. I said, don't worry.
Anyone's welcome to bring a pie.
Absolutely.
No.
Right.
Sure.
No, and
Right.
in leading up to this, and on a serious note, I do a thing with Community Servings, which sells pies for this organization that feeds people nutritious meals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Community Servings. Ken Tahujian, real estate guy in Boston, started this in memory of his wife. And it's starting now, but you buy a pie for Thanksgiving. You
So
can
how
go
would
to
they? How would
CommunityServings.com.
people donate to something like this?
CommunityServings.com, and you can order right online.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Perfect.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
You going to be able to afford to go to pie night now that you bought a house?
Listen, we time Thanksgiving because, as you know, I'm involved with high school football too. So we always time the turkey coming out of the oven that day,
Right.
to me coming back from either Lexington or Burlington. Well, now I'm in Salisbury, so now I got to time that.
Oh,
now I got to time getting out of work to go home to Salisbury to get the pie and get to
oh my God.
Saugus. But don't worry,
He's got it dialed in.
You're good.
I've got it.
I had somebody email me the other day and go, I have a house show
Really?
on Thanksgiving night around 5 p.m.
A house show?
In somebody's house.
Okay.
5 p.m.
Okay.
On Thanksgiving.
Okay, on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I just emailed back, have you ever met my wife? And they quoted me the price, and I go, oh, that's a lot of pie.
You said,
I go,
what wife?
what?
All right, so let me ask you this one about purchasing a house. Did you get in a situation where you bought a house and the seller reneged on it?
Yes, and that was so the house buying process for us was great. We loved it. We jumped in both feet. We were looking.
You're running into a lot of multiple offer situations, right?
Yes. So we would send the broker on the listing. We'd get to the house. We'd put an offer in. We would get counter offered. We go back. So we got to a point where we just didn't want to do the bidding wars. We found one home. We went in. I went in high. They took the offer. Perfect. We fell in love with the neighborhood, the house. The day of the P&S, I get a call, figuring the broker wanted me to pick her up to drive her there, and she said, they're not selling.
Can you do that?
No, technically, no.
Technically, no. No. The advice of my attorney told me to let it ride out.
You have an attorney?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Where'd you find him?
Where'd I find him?
Yeah.
From this show.
Giggles. Pie night.
I got a lot of business down at Prince and Giggles. I don't know how that works out there.
So it was frustrating. It really was. And the only thing I can say about that is, as frustrating as it was, everyone kept telling us that wasn't the house for you.
Right.
So,
and do you feel in hindsight the house you got was better?
Oh,
all right.
You love the house you're in.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
It's a dream home.
Yeah.
Dream home.
Beautiful house.
Beautiful. We found we bought right up by the ocean, 2 blocks off the ocean, and really the house we had got the first offer on accepted,
Right.
it needed some work, and we were willing to do some work. We didn't want to do a lot of work, but I was willing to do a little bit. This house needed absolutely nothing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Nothing
That's
but
great.
a new walkway.
Yeah, that seller seemed to take care of it pretty well.
She took care of that house well. The walkway was crushed seashells because it was near the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean. It's a theme.
And yes,
Yeah.
but my realization was if I got a snowblower on, that'd be blowing seashells through the dining room window.
It'd be like a machine gun.
It'd be crushed windows instead of crushed seashells.
Yeah, so the first thing I did before boxes were emptied, my son, who's kind of in the business with construction, him and a couple of his guys came over, and in one day I had a new walkway.
Oh,
it's
nice.
great.
So,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
So it was
nice.
done.
Exactly. So you're glad you bought this house.
Absolutely,
Because
100%.
you were getting a little frustrated. I know we talked about it a little bit. You were losing a lot of multiple offer situations.
Yeah, and it was frustrating. And, and my son and daughter-in-law are going through that now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, so they're going through the same thing we went through, and they're going through it now.
Okay.
Now, if there was an attorney here, I would ask this question.
Yeah.
Kathy is off.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. She's working.
And I'm trying to fill this seat comfortably.
What's the thought process what's the thought process of not taking the people who reneged on it to task?
All right. So that's a very good question.
Thank you very much.
No,
Every now and again.
No, that's a very good question. So we talked about this. So as we know in Massachusetts, that offers a binding contract. So when they signed that contract, we could have gone after them for a specific performance. In other words, we could have forced them to sell
that
to
house.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Now on Chuck's end, sometimes it's the legal, and then it's just sometimes you got to think about the process.
Do you want to be in a house?
You want to be in a house.
Right.
So we would have had to litigate that. And again, I'm not saying this is for everyone. Maybe you do want to litigate. You want to get that house. But your money probably would have been tied up while we try to get this litigated.
Absolutely.
I think you found out your goal was not as much to go after this guy, but to get into a house.
And that was our goal. We wanted to be in a house to be settled for the holidays.
Right. So if we had litigated that, we'd still be fighting about it to this point.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Right. And so releases wouldn't have been made.
Right.
It would have messed that guy up too, but I don't think he really cared because he didn't want to sell it
He
anyway.
didn't want it, right.
So he's sitting pretty.
Right.
And he'll just say, all right, let's just
litigate, and he's still in the house
He's still
while
in the
you're
house,
litigating.
whereas
right.
Chuck can't get into a new house because now his deposit money is tied up.
And
Right.
then, Rick, in the end, the lawyers just split the cost of the house and keep all the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We calculate what 1/3 would be.
Right? 1/3.
Great.
You need your piece of the pie.
Pie night.
Wow, that was good. That was good, Eddie.
He'd be good down at Princeton.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of pie night, just to backtrack,
Yes.
community servings, their website is actually at servings.org.
Okay.
And it will be in the show notes.
Oh, thank you.
wow.
Oh, great. So,
You're not just a pretty face sitting
No.
there,
I'm
are
not
you?
just sitting around. I'm
That does
doing
it all.
stuff over here.
Yeah.
What'd you have it as? Were you close?
Community servings.
Okay. All
You're
right.
used to your community service.
That's what-
That's
that's-
where you're
that's what-
confused.
I have cleaned many a highway in my day. And I look good in orange.
You saw Don Gavin the other day. Don Gavin is actually moving out of the state of Massachusetts.
He is, our good pal Don Gavin's moving down to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So we had a going away party. He's not leaving till December.
it was kind of like a. He said, "Is this a fundraiser?
That's
Am I
right.
sick? Anything I don't know about?"
All I know is I was doing something else, and I said at 8:15, order me some turkey tips. Then I'll be there. And I got there, my turkey tips were
You're right.
waiting.
You're
and
right.
It was fantastic.
You're right. I don't know how Sweeney's table got.
But yeah, I said to him, I go, you sick or something? Are you dying? What's going on here? He goes, no, I don't know what that is. Just a couple guys are going to have dinner, and now it's turned into the gay men's choir.
Is that when your chest got shaved?
Yeah, that's when my chest got shaved.
So I said to Don, and I almost pulled the conversation back as soon as I said, Don, we got to get you on our podcast. He's literally been renting for over 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, there's no way Donnie could find how to get here.
No.
No.
No. We one time,
He is the worst.
he's the worst.
Funniest guy, but-
We one time had dinner at Frank's Steakhouse,
Yep.
your buddy's, George's place.
Can we put that on our notes too? Frank's Steakhouse.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to.
In Cambridge. Great steakhouse.
Owned by George Ravanas.
Yeah, very nice thing. Well,
Great spot.
for some reason, we were having dinner there on 2 Mondays consecutively,
Yes.
a week apart.
We're on the wall now. You know that.
Right, yes.
The Hall of Fame
We're on
wall.
the Hall of
Yes,
Fame.
Yep.
But Gav got lost twice within a week.
I thought you were going to say he got lost on the second night.
He did. The second time. He called the first time he called me, and I had to give him turn-by-turn directions from
Oh, yeah.
wherever he was.
Oh, yeah.
The second week, he calls me, and he was lost in a different way. Like he had gone somewhere else. He goes, should I be near the Prudential Building? And I go, no, not even the same
He
city.
used to do the North Reading / Reading baseball.
Oh,
night.
we
So
used
you
to
could-
love that one.
the
That was a-
Christmas one.
That was a great one.
Yeah, that was a
one.
great one.
So I was literally at Prince Pizza. I said, Donnie, you going to make it this year? Absolutely. I said, you need direction? No, I gave him quick directions that I thought were,
General, yeah.
general, get him
Yeah,
there.
Sure.
He calls me a half hour later. Says, "I'm at the Rockport Rotary. Am I supposed to be here?" I go, "No, you took a right down 95 instead of a left." So
right.
yeah.
As Bob Uecker would say, just a bit outside. Just a bit outside.
I have a suggestion. Why don't you just have Artie go with them and navigate?
Please. Oh.
Well, you could have Santorelli because he likes to be there like
God.
2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah.
For a 7 o'clock show, he means 7 in the morning.
Magoo and the other Magoo.
I said, Donnie, don't you have? I mean, it's very easy now. You just take out your phone. I go, do you have GPS on your phone?
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, no.
Listen.
He goes, I have GPS on my phone. I said, just take it out, you plug it in. He goes, yeah, I have that. He goes, but I just don't take my phone.
Yeah.
So actually, he's out of the flip phone.
I think he just barely got out of it.
Because I'm his tech guy, and that should tell you a lot. I can't seem to turn on my phone. All right.
Take it out of your pocket, first of all.
All right, so he's been renting for 30 years. We'll have to,
But if you ever saw his place in the Haunt,
nice.
His backyard was the ocean. I mean, I can understand it.
Last time I was there, I had to drop something off, and it was like literally 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think he'd done a fundraiser, left something back,
right?
Which whatever. I go over his house at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he comes out, and he's got his SpongeBob pajamas still on. I said, "Don't." It's 3. It's 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, I don't have a show tonight till 8:30." I said, "All right, whatever." I'd already been up for 12 hours, but all right. Tell me the pros. Not the pros and cons. What are the good things and bad things? Anything? Tell me the good things. You had a pretty uneventful process.
Let me tell you, I'm in the car business and I'm in the service, not sales. So you always hear the phrase, "Oh, car sales. You're there for hours. You're here. You're there." But I got to tell you, and this isn't shooting my profession because I love my profession. This was the easiest process I ever did.
More than selling a car. More than buying a car.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like right from the get-go when...
You were a good student. You just listened. You just did everything.
Well,
the banker told you do this, and this.
I dealt with, like I said, coming from Lexington area, Monument Mortgage out of Lexington and Newburyport, Maureen Catano and her crew, she put me in touch with a girl I knew from Lexington.
Very efficient.
Let me tell you, she gave me the outline of what I needed, and I sent it to her within a day because, one, we had verbally talked about it. You had told me what I need, so I had it ready to go.
Right.
I sent everything through her, through the scan, a document, DocuSign, and my wife and I were saying last night, Jen and I were saying last night, we're sitting at dinner, was our anniversary and her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Boy, happy birthday, happy anniversary.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
So
Genius. She's a genius. One gift.
Absolutely. But if I forget, I'm screwed.
Oh, no, you're screwed.
I'm screwed.
Twice over.
So we sat, looked at each other, said, you know what, because we were talking about me doing this today and like what we're going to say, and she said, I still can't believe we're sitting in our home.
Right.
The only time we sat in an office or did any type of paperwork was the night we closed with you.
Right.
And that was it.
Right.
Now, Jane remembers when she purchased her first house back in 83, you were her lawyer too back then.
Right.
And
she... Have I aged all? Or
no, she says you look great.
Thank you.
Wow.
She looks great.
You've been a lawyer that long?
I love Janie. Yeah, she's good.
But Jane says it's like, and as you know, Jane's been in banking for over 40 years. She said, my first closing...
We won't mention where she just left from.
Yeah, no. so
rhymes with.
Yeah. So
HOA.
So she said, I remember sitting around the table and us looking at it. This attorney, Rick looking at it, handing it down. It's just like a file, go around the table like it was a boardroom, like you were buying this multi-million-dollar building.
Right.
And she can't believe the process this time around.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. Now sellers don't show up at the closings. Sellers attorneys don't even show up. They just overnight everything does.
No, and we were looking forward to actually meeting the owner because
she was actually very nice.
She took great care of this house. We fell in love with it, and she just kept calling us. Like her broker kept calling us. She doesn't want this. Do you want it? Like patio furniture.
I know. Yeah, she was a perfect
exercise
seller.
Equipment. Like she just kept giving her fireplaces. Like I don't want to move it. If you don't want it, I'll get rid of it.
Buy the house.
Wow.
Just took in all that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm having a yard sale next week.
Now, Chuck, after the closing, did Rick give you like a jar of jam or an orchid?
Tony?
Or a picture of anything?
Listen, you're not allowed to use that jam in pie night. That better not be on your pie.
Yeah, if he comes with peach, I think he got the peach.
No, we didn't get Chuck any orchids that day. Yeah.
Got him a nice Georgia O'Keeffe painting though to hang on his wall.
But it was just an overall process.
It was an easy process. Because you had a good lawyer.
That's right. Right down from the lawyer was excellent. I mean, Rick guided me. I'd be texting him at 9 o'clock at night, and my wife would be saying, "It's 9 o'clock. Leave him alone."
Right.
And
luckily, I have insomnia.
Yeah, and
I can answer.
I get a text back like 20 minutes later. You're all set. Like he was more calm than we were.
Yeah, that's what you go to Ricky for.
And it's like Jane would say, "Ask Rick about the Homestead Act. I had to buy it. I had to do this." I'm like, "Honey, I'll talk to him about it." I text him. You're all set. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it Wednesday.
I've never seen Rick upset over anything, ever.
No.
Nothing.
No.
People want me to be terrorist negotiators, they said. I don't know.
I don't want to be around when it finally blows, I'll tell you that.
And every question I had with the mortgage,
I can't take it anymore.
I would call Jacqueline and just leave her a message. I got a question on this. Do I need that? Is this too much? And I got to tell you, within a half hour,
She was your banker, right?
or Monument
contact
Mortgage.
person.
Yeah. She was the contact person. And within a half hour, I either had a phone call, a text message, or an email.
Yep.
And anything she asked for, I got it to her. She'd say, get it to me by the end of the day tomorrow. Of course, me being me, I went home,
you're good
did
about
it,
that stuff.
and I got it right in.
That's a good tip for our first-time home buyers. 'Cause
Absolutely.
a lot of times they don't think. They said, that's all right. I won't get that right into the person.
It's not suggestions.
No,
it's not a suggestion. You got to do it.
Like Jane would yell at me because she said she wanted 3 years of taxes. Well, I've got like the last 10 years, and I'm trying to scan them. Jane's like, she asked for 3.
Yeah.
Don't give her 3.
Right.
You
No,
know?
that's a good point.
And I'm like, okay, well, I've got them if she needs them. Well, good. If she needs them, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
She'll send what she
Right.
wants.
We helped Adi out on his refinance, and they asked him for every page of his statement. Dealing with you guys in the business world is a whole different.
Oh, please.
So Adi sends in 6 of the 7 pages.
Right.
And they freaked out on him. They said, no, we have to have that 7th page. And he couldn't understand. He says, well, it's a blank page.
Right.
Well, why should I send the 7th? And he's arguing with them,
Just send it.
Just
Right.
what they want to see is that it is a blank page.
Right,
So if they're asking for all the
Sure.
pages, just send it in. If they're asking for a condition, just send it in, right?
Well, what I did was I scanned everything, and I didn't realize my scanner was scanning. I thought it was scanning every page, but it was back paging them. So she says, I've got like all the odd pages. I need the even pages too.
Yeah.
So
A blank page like that, you just draw a penis on it and send it.
one quick question. One quick question, because I know we're running out of time.
Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, no, he's just starting.
Oh, no.
When can someone like me, when these interest rates keep dropping, when are we able to even think about refinance, or is it too early?
Right now.
Okay.
How's
Perfect.
that?
All right, Tony, you're up.
You don't have to live in a you don't have to live in a house so long to refi?
Nope, as long as you don't have a prepayment. Well, even if you have a prepayment penalty, you can factor that in. But there's no
pretty rare.
It's very. I was just going to say,
Okay.
no one has prepayment penalty. I have one on my commercial loan, but that they do it to commercial people. They don't, want you tying up that money and letting it go because they go a lot of effort to get that money. But yeah, you can refinance now.
But if you buy a house and a week later the interest drops, you can refi then?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, sometimes. Might as well get in the nitty-gritty because that's what we do here, Ed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
So some bankers might say you can't refinance for 6 months because they have a recapture period.
Gotcha.
So if you don't keep your mortgage for 6 months,
They don't make money.
they don't make money.
And the banks want to make
They
money.
wanna make
That's-
money.
You know what? That's where they keep the money.
That's right.
In the banks.
Well, that happens a lot in the auto industry, too, when they say, I want to pay cash. They'll
Yeah.
say finance it for 3 months.
and then pay it off. Yeah. Because
So-
they make money.
Yeah.
Sure. Everyone wants to make
That
money.
little trick.
Well, when I bought my car, they were offering 1.9. So I said, well, all right.
Yeah.
I'll take a loan.
Exactly.
Why not? At
Or I like the
1.9?
0% they do
Yeah.
offer.
There's- yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how does that work? How are they making money on
I know
that?
how they make that. They just, you can.
They
tell
jack
me.
up the
They jack up the price.
Well,
They're not really giving it away.
price but it's also
Oh, I see now.
I see now. You
but
thought
it's
they were just
also
being
multiple
nice.
units. They have to sell the multiple units
Right.
and finance with them
know,
to get that. too.
Here's the thing I was thinking the other day. I drove by a car dealership. I don't know which, just a random car dealership. And they must have had 300 cars just sitting there. They're not selling all those cars, are they? How does that work? What happens to the cars that don't get sold?
They have to, over certain days or period, they have days they have to sell them. So they have to, some of the prices get reduced.
Right.
Or they go to other dealers.
So those big
be sold.
dealerships, they're not paying. It's more on, and once they sell the cars, then they can pay Ford or whoever, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, because they have thousands of cars.
That's what I'm saying. They
Right,
get thousands
right,
of cars
right,
and they're not all being
Right.
sold.
But
Exactly.
the faster they sell them, the better off
Right.
it is in
Absolutely.
terms of paying Ford.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So even when you're buying, I love how the show. We'll be talking rock and roll next there.
Oh,
We're jumping into the car.
it's October.
It is October.
But even if someone gives you an invoice, my car dealer, he does this all. Here's the invoice. You want to pay for it or not? But even if I pay invoice, he gets a little rebates on his end, right?
Because of the units at the end of the month from
Yeah.
From the corporation.
Yeah,
So if
right,
you sell this, we'll give you this back.
Yeah,
right.
It's all just moving numbers around.
That's
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
Same with houses? There's a lot of houses.
There's millions of
Millions of them. I drive by them every day. I see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I have an important question.
Go ahead.
I hate to go back to Pine. Well, I don't hate to go back
we
to
got
Pine.
it.
We love Pine Night.
Everything goes
I
back
need
to
some
Pine Night.
clarification.
This seems to be coming back around. You seem preoccupied with Pie Night.
I very much am. So I went to look at Giggle's website here,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the thing that's confusing is, does this go over 2 nights or really only Wednesday?
One night.
Just Wednesday.
It
night.
says special Tuesday and Wednesday night shows.
Mike's just milking Pie Night. Pie Night is only the Wednesday night.
No,
before
Wednesday.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there might be a special show on Tuesday, but it ain't. It's
So
not
You
pie.
can't bring
Wink,
pie.
wink.
Well, you can bring pie.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but
right.
it's not
But,
officially.
Now, Mike's just segue. Yeah, just
No, here's what happened. Pie Night sold out already.
Oh, really?
So he's sending the overflow. This would be my guess.
Yeah.
To Tuesday night, and we'll do another show there.
And the best part of Pie Night is the winner gets a plate. Tony made a plate a few years
I
ago.
did. Yeah.
And it's named after Debbie Murphy.
a lot of misspellings on the.
Yeah.
No, not a lot.
Just one. Just one. It just happens to be in her name.
I honestly thought her name was Deborah Muffy.
So
Don't get me started on that either.
So this poor family, the mother's passed away, and he's giving out a plate to Muffy.
But I put a little arrow with an R in it, so it got there.
So now the pie plate
Maybe I'll have
goes
one
to a
made.
winner, and it comes back every year.
right.
So it's got its own case, velvet case.
Yeah,
white
He comes
case,
out like the Stanley Cup.
the white gloves.
Who has it right now?
One of Miss Murphy's daughters.
Erin. Murphy.
Erin.
She's
Erin
a
has-
great
so
pie
Chuck
maker.
comes out with
great
it.
baker.
Erin
the
Murphy.
white gloves.
Aaron Muffy?
Erin Muffy Styles.
So we're competing with the Lord Stanley Cup. This is called the Lady Debbie plate.
It sounds far more prestigious.
Very much so.
You should hear Tony's proclamation.
Oh, yeah, I have a proclamation
It sounds
every year.
very lawyerish.
Yeah.
Do you got like a
Did you write it?
scroll?
I have a scroll. I have a scroll.
I think it's from that show you learn a few buzzwords.
Yeah.
You got a few notwithstandings.
Notwithstandings and
Yeah.
heretofores,
Yes,
and otherwise
that's
known
very
as and
impressive.
henceforths.
They all kind of negate each other.
Yeah. It basically says whatever we want.
No, it is. It's a fun night. There's about 25 comedians.
Yeah.
Only about 15 are able to go on the show.
Yeah, and everyone else just comes and hangs around.
Hangs around.
I thought
Yeah.
you were going to say only about 15 are funny.
Well,
Well, that's why only 15 go on the show.
listen, that would be stretching it. Yeah.
No, it really is a great night. We love it. We love
Maybe we
it.
could have Ed Sullivan come in as one of our guests
I
this year.
really want to go.
Yeah, we
If you
can-
haven't noticed, I keep coming back to this.
Just one note. It can't be store-bought.
No.
It has to be homemade.
I can make a pie.
Store boughts go right in the trash. by the
As
way.
it turns out, mine is going to have peach jam in it.
Well, I got a couple extra jars I hear sitting outside in the parking lot.
I know for a fact, I don't know exactly what I'm going to make yet, but it will be adorned with an orchid.
They do use those
They
to
do.
decorate.
Yes, they do.
Can you use that word in the name of your pie?
Sure.
Okay.
Wow. I think we got a lot of real estate out today.
Yeah.
Chuck's got a house. That's all we care
Listen,
about.
and I can't thank you enough. I mean, really, you made it seamless.
No, that's
and,
good.
And in
No, that's
between
good.
you, my broker, Monument Mortgage, it was just. We still
it's
can't
good.
believe we're sitting in our home.
Yeah,
our
I
own home.
know. No, I was very happy for you guys because I know you guys were looking for a while. And
We've been torturing you for 2 or 3 years.
no, it's not torture at all. No.
So for all your real estate needs, call or
if
email.
you want to torture an attorney,
A pie with every house.
Ooh, nice.
I'll see you at Pie Night,
Exactly.
and we'll talk about it. Thanks for joining us in the Real Estate House Pie
Great
Chat.
show.
I really
Oh,
thank you. I
No, that's
appreciate it.
awesome.
I
Good to see you,
appreciate it.
buddy.
No, that's
It was
awesome.
such a great show.
And you were
I love
over
it.
under.
I think I hit the under.
Yeah, you hit the under.
Yeah.
Reference, though, went over.
Yeah.
You got the P word in.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
to get that in. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.